Can a husband really hold the keys to a happy marriage? In his 13th book, Crucified Husband, Glorified Husband, relationship counselor Dr. T. Charles Brantley explains what he believes to be true. Nice to have you back, TC.
Thanks for having me.
Before we get going, tell us a little bit about the book.
The book is my premise to my private practice of ministering to couples on how to have a great marriage. And I tell men, the more you die, not physically, but emotionally, to your habits, the more you'll be glorified as a husband. Because a lot of times guys want to be glorified without first being crucified.
All right, so you say that a husband really holds the key to a happy marriage?
He holds the key because he's the seed. You know, I'll keep it high because the kids out there. But, you know, when mommy and daddy get together behind closed doors, he gives seed. And then 9 months later, here comes the baby.
I know how that works.
Well,
but...
I'm just making sure.
But is it not a partnership between a man and a wife?
It is a partnership, but the man is the lead. Now, I come from an Orthodox Christian background where the man is the head. But I tell men all the time, you can't be the head because your wife is also the neck. And so if the head and the neck are not working, you're going to have a crack in your neck. But
isn't it fair that maybe the wife should also make life pleasant for her spouse?
Yes, but again, it's the man that gives the seed. Again, whatever a man does, the wife will respond. That's why men are talking, having a great day, driving, and all of a sudden the wife brings us something that happened 6 months ago. Why? Because it finally was brought forth. It was finally birthed. That's why what a man does, it affects his wife. That's why every now and then, when he's talking, he wants to say something wrong and say something out of character. He puts the tape and...
Just stop talking. I'm a big fan of that. All right. So you're supposed to say you're right, wifey?
I tell men the most powerful thing a man can say to his wife, yes, baby.
And that's that.
And that's that.
I don't have much of an argument with you here today.
I know you don't, but if a man does it, then the wife must also be submissive and loving as well.
So there's two parts of that.
Part one, part two. But there can't be a part two unless there's a part one.
All right, so let's go through some of the steps here.
Sure.
You say love unconditionally.
You got to love your wife. In the Bible says it's agape love. You love your wife no matter what. So even when she is spraying things that you don't like, you have to love her no matter what. And on top of that, you got to spray the cologne to make sure things stay lovely.
So I'm hearing a lot of maybe cleanup on the man's part.
There's a lot of cleanup because a lot of guys have learned the hard way from their fathers. Their fathers were not loving. Their fathers were too demanding, too controlling, a bully. So they bring that into the marriage. And when that happens, that will affect the marriage down the road.
All right, so the next step you say quid pro quo.
Right, quid pro quo. That means do for me, I do for you. A man should not have that mind frame. You just do for your wife. It's not, hey, baby, I did for you. Come to papa. No, you just keep doing right. And a smart wife will say, you know what? My husband's doing for me. I got to turn around and do for him. But a lot of times, wives will spoil their husbands when they haven't done right by them first.
All right. You say male animals that die for their female counterparts.
Oh, my goodness. The angler fish,
I'm
smaller,
not familiar with that.
smaller than the female, but he becomes a parasite. The Australian spider, after he copulates with the female, he stands right in front of her and she eats him because she cannot eat for the next couple of days as she has the children. So there's a lot of stuff in nature that men, it's a sacrifice. Sacrifice, sacrifice.
It doesn't sound very fun.
Well, listen, anything worth having is work. You've had to work to be where you are. I've had to work where I'm at. So a man works. When a man works, there's reward. So I teach men, you're the work, your wife is the reward. Get it? Okay.
All right, so what happened to the death of a husband?
Again, the death of a husband means that I cannot do what I want to do. Marriage is not single. Marriage is, we are a unit. It's us. It's no more you. And so that's why every now and then, brothers, you got to take the ratchet and tighten things up because you be around your boys. Oh, I'm not doing this for my wife. No. Tighten up. Remember her birthday. Remember anniversaries. Keep your word. All those things, because the more you die to yourself, the more she'll live for you.
Let me ask you this. Let's talk about if the woman kind of runs the household, maybe makes more money.
Yeah.
How does that change
Good
things?
point. A man still has to do his part to make sure that wife knows, baby, I'm dying for you. Again, from my Orthodox Christianity, Christ died on the cross. He gave his all. So a husband has to also give his all. Husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church. So if the wife is making more money, no problem. You still got to do your job. You can't, sit there in your Batman pajamas, play Call of Duty all day, say, hey, baby, where's the money? No, you got to do something to make sure that she knows that you're doing your part as well.
All right, and let's talk about the Altoids.
Oh, the Altoids, again, you got to bring the power. When things are negative, I tell men, when there's lemonade, find some sugar. Hey, man, the lemon, the sugar, and then you take it from there. And also, this is the big one.
Okay.
Every now and then, give the wife the controls. There you go, baby. Take it, take it, take it. And when you give her that, again, it's showing that you're sacrificing, you're giving her everything.
All right, those are some good tips.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it. Where can we find your book, TC?
Again, my book's on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, or go to my website, www.rest.org. Every man must have that book to become a better husband.
Oh, I'll get it for my fiance.
Oh, that's right. Congratulations.
Oh, yes, of course. All right, we'll have that information on WTNH.com. Just click on Style. And coming up next, Rick Brown shares a recipe from his Century of Restaurants cookbook when Style returns. We'll be right back.